What the fuck did I just watch? No, seriously, what in the actual hell is this movie? Megalopolis is a strange passion project of legendary filmmaker Francis Ford Coppola, one he was so passionate about, he thought about for 40 years, and he put $100 million of his own money into this artistic gamble. Despite those lofty ideals and a budget to boot, he has made a film that has left critics polarized. Now that I have seen the film, I completely understand why. What I don't understand is the actual film itself. It left me confounded, confused, bewildered, and every other word in the thesaurus that can describe my blindsided state of confusion this movie left me in. For every good thing I could say about this movie, because there are some good things, there are at least 3 that make me question giving it a compliment. Like, with the acting, it felt like the dialogue was all written from the rough draft and feels super mismatched in some scenes. Like, when they start quoting things, specifically the scene where he is quoting Hamlet, it just feels so out of place and bizarre. It turned my head as soon as I heard it. There is also the fact that none of the actors have chemistry together. The leading romance just falls completely flat from the very moment that it happened, the moment that Julia walks into Caesar's office. Not even just that. The film felt completely robotic with every single performance, and just weird overall to watch. I know these actors and even the director are capable of better, so it is so strange to hear them deliver lines like that. Especially Jon Voight, who seemed like he was lost every time he was on screen. I guess Shia LaBeouf was fine. I kinda liked his performance as that weird anarchistic cousin to Caesar, but even he has some downright awful scenes of him acting too, which maybe could explained away with some misdirection. You know, he hasn't made a film in like 12 years or something. And certainly the film looks alright and has a decent story, right? I mean, it cost $100 million. Wrong. The unique vision of the future that the film presents is so convoluted and incomplete that it's actually, like, astonishing to look at. Coppola was going for this reimagined, Rome-themed American future, yet half the time, the effects of the film look horrible. Don't get me wrong, it has some great cinematography here, but as a cohesive whole, it just feels so incomplete. Some of the effects look straight out of a YouTube movie. I'm not even joking. It's tough to tell where the money went. I love some of the strange imagery throughout the film, even if it doesn't really have a purpose. It is just so out there. It was just jaw-dropping to actually watch it unfold on screen. Same goes for the story, which tries to retell the fall of Rome in that Rome-themed America, which is an interesting concept, but the execution here is so scatterbrained and all over the place, I don't know what to make of it. I like the ideas of everything he tries to do. Like, the time-stopping concept is cool, even if it is just tacked on and underutilized. And I like the idea of trying to kind of explain or talk about these ideas of America being the new Rome and all that. I don't know. I don't care about politics. I know there's some political leaning to this movie, but I feel like it's so confused that it gets completely buried by everything that just happens in the film. The budding rivalry between Caesar and Cicero is an interesting concept, and I like where it goes, but it never really has a payoff. Like, it just ends off with Caesar receiving this ultimatum from Cicero, and we never hear how it resolves. That's another main problem with this film as a whole. It just feels rushed and at the same time bloated, because it just has these scenes that go on and on forever. I mean, at least it has a brisk pace, so you're never like really bored, but it's so brisk that it just misses some plot development like the one I mentioned before, and the development between Caesar and Julia with their weird romance. At the end of the experience that was watching this movie in a theater with others, I was so confused that I outright thought I was losing my mind. Yet, I kind of loved it for that reason. It's so strange, unprofessional, and packed full of ideas, it's hard not to admire it for that reason alone. It's very similar to his version of Bram Stoker's Dracula he made in the 90s, which is also packed full of beautiful ideas and images, but is actually coherent, and those ideas actually pay off. So if you want a more coherent and straightforward version of this film, please check that one out. But as I'm wrapping things up, I'll answer the one question I always ask at the end of these reviews. Would I recommend this movie? My answer is yes, but also with a million tiny asterisks behind it. This was one of the most unconventional film-going experiences I've had in a long time, and for one that got a major release like this, it takes the cake. Whether you like it or not, you have to admit there is no other film like this one out there right now. No one is gonna make anything close to Megalopolis. So if you want something that is so off the wall and insane to the point of being endearing, then I would recommend this film to you. Because sometimes you just need something that is so unique and outright laughable that you kind of root for it in the end. Is this the redefining masterpiece the director hoped it would be? No. I mean, I'm gonna be the first to say that. No, it's not a masterpiece at all. But it is damn entertaining. And that is a good fucking quality, I guess. Alright, see ya.